This is your properties, distributive property, and factoring and two-step equations review for today. So this will be before you take the quiz for this one. Using properties, answer the following questions. Write the letter of your answer on the line. So if you printed this out, you're welcome to write these down. You're welcome to do them on your whiteboard otherwise or a piece of paper. But we're going to go ahead and get started with the first one. So which operation will not change the value of any non-zero number? You're going to go ahead and select A, B, C, or D. So for this one, not changing the value of any non-zero number is going to be multiplying by 1. So letter C is your correct answer here. Question number 2, which property of addition is used in the following? So the thing that changes is the stuff inside parentheses. Here we have 2 and 5. Here we have 5 and 6, but we're still in the same order of 2, 5, 6. So this is what we call the associative property. That changes your grouping. Question number 3, which of the following does not show the commutative property? Commutative property changes the order of the problem, so letter C would be the one that does that because this subtracts away 5, which has nothing to do with the other side over here. Question 4, which equation shows the multiplicative inverse of a number? So when you're multiplying using this inverse. Multiplicative inverse is when you multiply by the reciprocal, and that is shown by letter choice B. For question number 5, which property is used in the following expression? So again, what ended up changing here was we have the 3 times the 2 inside parentheses and then the 5 times the 3 in here. So that would be the associative property of multiplication here. So that's going to be letter choice A because we changed what was in parentheses. For question number 6, I'm going to have you just do 6, type in your answer. So start with this one, distribute using the distributive property. Distributing is requiring multiplication, so we get negative 3x minus 12. Go ahead, type in your answer for number 7. We're going to get negative 2x plus 14. Type in your answer for number 8. Using the distributive property, I get negative 2p plus 16. In the next section here, you're going to factor out a positive common factor, so you're undoing the distributive property. Go ahead, factor out your factor in 9 and write your new expression. 5 is the biggest common factor, so it's going to come out, and I'm going to have x plus 10 left inside parentheses then. Go ahead, take a look at question number 10. Between 18 and 9, the biggest common factor is a 9, so I'm going to factor that out. I'm left with 2x minus 1 in parentheses. And for your final example, go ahead, do number 11. Factoring out of 4, we get x plus 4, which is what remains. Next question, we're going to be solving equations here. So what I'm going to have you do is we're actually just going to go ahead and get started with question number 12. I'm going to move these down so they're out of the way and put up our screen shade here. So we're just solving equations. Go ahead, solve question number 12, and you're going to type in your answer y equals and then whatever number you get. For number 12, I'm going to go ahead and add 5 to both sides. That'll leave me with 6y is equal to 12. Dividing through by 6, I get y equals 2. Take a minute, go ahead and solve the two-step equation in number 13. So for number 13, I'm going to subtract 9 on both sides, and I'm left with m divided by 5 is equal to 2. Do division by multiplying, so I'm multiplying by 5 on both sides, and m is equal to 10. For my last example here, go ahead, solve number 14. I'm going to subtract 13 on both sides. 7x is equal to 14. Divide through by 7, and we get x is equal to 2. Down here at the bottom, we have 3 more equations for you to solve. So here's your first one. Go ahead and solve number 15. Type in your answer, n equals. You put the top in parentheses, multiply by 4 to cancel this out, doing that on both sides. I get n minus 31 is equal to 8. So I add 31 to both sides, and that gives me n is equal to 39. In the next example, go ahead, solve for p. Adding 3 to both sides, you get 4p is equal to 20. Divide through by 4, you get p is equal to 5. The final equation for you to solve right here. Again, this is where you put that junk in those parentheses, undo the division by 3. And we're left with s minus 4 is equal to 6. Adding 4 to both sides, you get s is equal to 10. Last two examples here are word problems. So the first one, the party room at Penny's Pizza rents for an initial fee of $30 and $5 per hour. Mrs. Grabner's bill for her dad's birthday party was $50. For how many hours did she rent the room? Please make sure that you are writing down and solving a two-step equation like we've done in class to solve this problem. Make sure you include a label. So you're going to go ahead, write, solve your equation, and then you'll just type in what your answer is with the label. So your equation that you're writing should look like 30 plus 5x is equal to 50. Subtract away that 30, and you're going to be left with 5x is equal to 20. So divide through by 5, and we get x is equal to 4. And 4 represents the number of hours, so our answer could simply be 4 hours. Final question on your review. Last summer, Mrs. Jacoby needed a DJ for a party. The DJ charged a base fee of $75 plus an additional $100 per hour. If Mrs. Jacoby paid $575 total for the DJ, how many hours did the DJ play music for her? Write and solve a two-step equation like we've done in class to solve this problem. Make sure to include a label. I'm going to have you go ahead right now. First, type in what is the equation that you are writing down to solve this one. So first step, your equation is that $75 fee plus $100 per hour is equal to $575. Second step, go ahead and solve and tell me how many hours the DJ played music for. Subtracting away the 75 on both sides, you're left with 100x is equal to 500. Divide through by 100 on both sides, and you get x is equal to 5, and the label is hours. And that wraps it up for the review for this part of the chapter.